Kraig Adams. If you're into hiking, I can basically guarantee that you know Kraig Adams, right? Currently, he's like the most popular hiking YouTuber, and honestly, I personally love his work, and in a lot of ways, he has inspired me as well. But lately, I've been noticing this trend, is that every new hiker who's starting out on YouTube makes his videos basically in the same identical way to Kraig Adams, up to every smallest little detail. You know what I'm talking about, right? Sick ass drone shots, still shots from a tripod where the subject walks way into the distance, no talking, just some background noises mixed with some calm music. There's dogs, there's usually a lot of dogs, you know, you get the idea. Okay, let's look up inspired by Kraig Adams. Now let's filter by upload date. 16 hours ago, 1 day ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 6 days ago, 1 week ago. You see what I mean, right? Like, he basically gets an identical video every day. And keep in mind that for every video that's titled Inspired by Kraig Adams, there's like 10 more who don't put that in the title but still make the same video. The same thing basically happens when you look up any somewhat popular hiking trail on YouTube. For instance, let's just look up any random location. I don't know. Hiking Sierra Nevada, Spain. Just from the top of my head, any random location. Okay, so this one maybe isn't Kraig, this one isn't, this one... Okay, I know what you're thinking. You're copying Kraig, right? But I'm not. I'm not copying Kraig. I'll just open it up and show you. Okay, so I just happened to be near the car, whatever. A lot of hiking films start near their cars. It's a common theme. Okay, I walk away from the camera, but, you know, okay, we have a dog, but he randomly walked into the shot. That wasn't intentional. Yeah, I can see, okay, I'm walking away from the camera. I can see that you might think that maybe I am copying Kraig, but I'm not. Okay, we got some piano going on. Okay, so obviously I've fallen into the same trap. I also started making my videos incredibly similar to Kraig Adams, and I'm showing you this because I want you to know that while I'm kind of making fun of the fact that every new hiking video nowadays looks the same, I've also done the same, so I'm not judging anyone or whatever. In this video, I generally want to talk about two topics. The first one is that while his style of filming is very beautiful and inspiring, in my opinion, it's not for everyone, and honestly, I think that it's a bit boring. And the second topic that I want to express my own thoughts on is the fact that everyone is copying Kraig and why we shouldn't do that. But before I talk about that, I wanted to quickly go over Kraig's history as a filmmaker and as a YouTuber, so you can understand why he is so successful. If you open up his channel, you only see about 50 videos, and the oldest one is like 3 years old. So naturally, you might think that he's like some kind of a wonder kid, right? And he just got lucky. But actually, that's not the case. I watched an interview with him and he mentioned that on his channel right now he has about 500 videos, and most of them are set as private because before hiking his channel was about being a digital nomad, about minimalism, and he was vlogging, so he just doesn't want you to see that. In addition to his current channel, he also made another successful YouTube channel about wedding videography. And before starting that one, he was filming weddings for a while, and he has also gone to film school. So what I'm saying is he definitely isn't an overnight success. He has like a ton of experience in videography, filmmaking, storytelling, being in front of a camera, and so on. I think it's very interesting that every new YouTuber, including me, thinks that he's going to be the next Kraig Adams 2.0, by just picking up the camera and filming the same way. This guy has a ton of experience, which in my opinion is probably the most important factor on why his videos are getting so much traction. However, there are other factors as well. First of all, he's doing a really good job on the thumbnails and the titles. For instance, I remember that the first video that I saw of Kraig Adams was his Iceland hiking video. I saw this dramatic, gigantic, beautiful cliff, and I was instantly drawn to the title to find out, what's the deal with this cliff. And the title said hiking 60 miles alone in Hornstrandir, Iceland. And I was like, damn, hiking 60 miles alone on a remote island? I want to do that. Let's open that up. And once you open up his videos, he instantly draws you in with his amazing cinematic shots, with his peaceful music, with this kind of documentary, high production value style of filmmaking, which is actually very unusual to see on hiking videos. So you're instantly kinda amazed by that. I think Kraig is so successful because he's incredibly good at getting people to click on his videos and then keeping them on there. And it probably doesn't end with a single video, because I remember after watching his first video, I binge watched like 3 others, which is very good actually for the YouTube algorithm. His audience isn't like people who go out hiking a lot. It's more like regular people who just get inspired to go outside and see some beautiful views. I wouldn't really describe his channel as being only a hiking channel. It's more like high production documentaries that just happen to be about hiking. Okay, so I explained my thoughts on why he's so successful, and now I'll share my thoughts on why his videos are kinda boring. From my own experience, I was incredibly hyped about his videos for about a day or two. I watched several of them and basically just stopped. I'm still subscribed to him, but whenever he uploads a new video, most of the times I just skip it or just watch 1 or 2 minutes. I think the problem with these types of videos is that they're incredibly hard to make in a way that's interesting for the audience to watch. On YouTube, you either educate, which basically means guides or tips, you entertain through vlogs or maybe something funny, or you inspire. The problem is that Kraig isn't talking in these videos, which means that he isn't educating or entertaining you. Instead, he lets the environment itself inspire you. And to do that, first of all, he needs to be incredibly good at storytelling and filmmaking, and secondly, he needs to be at an incredibly amazing location. So if he's going out to some crazy places like, I don't know, Antarctica or some remote islands or whatever, he nails those videos, and I'll watch them till the end because I don't know anything about that environment and I'm naturally interested in that. But if he just goes out on a day hike in the USA or some other location that, isn't that interesting, honestly, I probably won't watch that video, even if it's like shot in the best possible way. I personally think that hiking in general is pretty boring. I mean, not for me, obviously, but for the people watching. For instance, I've watched my hiking video, which I showed you earlier, about 20 times myself, and I personally absolutely love it. But I know that other people don't, which is kind of reflected in the analytics. I'm not talking about everyone, of course, because some people actually enjoy that, but usually that's a very, very small percentage. So I think that a better approach for filming mediocre trails that, aren't that interesting in general would be to kind of involve your audience more with that experience, and probably you do that by talking to the camera. Actually, Kraig kind of confirmed this in his latest interview. He said that he wants to focus more on making less videos but with much more quality. And also he mentioned that he doesn't focus that much on the subscribers but rather on the YouTube algorithm. In simple words, he'll focus more on creating absolute bangers like his Iceland video or the Picos de Europa or hiking in Alaska. Ones that you actually want to watch. Anyway, what I'm trying to say with all this is that if you want to be Kraig Adams 2.0, you can't just go out day hiking in mediocre trails that aren't that interesting and film something that's just as good in quality, but usually not as good and expect to go viral. It just isn't interesting enough. Speaking of that, now let's talk about why you shouldn't copy Kraig. The same thing has actually happened with other YouTubers as well. For instance, Casey Neistat, Matt D. Vella, Mr. Beast. If you're into hiking, then Dan Becker as well. Basically, all of them invented some kind of a new, unique perspective or style of filmmaking. That resulted in a lot of people trying to replicate them, and usually nobody really succeeded in doing that. Whenever you try to copy someone, people usually see straight through that. You should try to find your own style and not be afraid or ashamed of the way that you make your videos. I think that being true and honest with your audience is really important. I think there's a lot to learn and a lot to unpack from Kraig Adams' hiking videos. And I think it's fine if you just do it to kinda try to replicate his style just for learning purposes. To improve your video making skills and eventually make something unique. But my last hiking video was basically just a worse Kraig Adams video, only in a different location. In the future, I think I'll try speaking to the camera a bit more, maybe not be as afraid of, experimenting with all kinds of shooting styles, and eventually, hopefully, I'll find my own style. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about the current Kraig Adams situation. If you're a Kraig Adams fan, don't be offended. I'm just expressing my own thoughts here. And Kraig, if you're watching this, I love your videos. What you're doing is very inspiring. But before I end this video, I wanted to quickly talk a bit about my own channel as well. I started out under a different name called Hike Much, and my first videos were kinda fake and I think too money oriented, and I wasn't happy with filming them. What I'm trying to do now is shift this channel into a different direction where I'm doing this more as a hobby and not caring too much about how my videos end up looking. While hiking is my main hobby, I also have many other interests such as traveling, overlanding. I'm kind of a digital nomad because I work remotely and I live in another country. I also enjoy some topics around self-help and productivity and a few other interests. I want to start making videos about other topics as well, not just hiking. Hiking will still be the main topic of this channel, but I'll also start making videos about different topics as well. Just wanted to let you know. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. But only if you subscribe.